Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're watching. Today, what I want to talk about is 5 ways to break a pattern of not enough. When you feel not enough, there is a pattern that shows up. And I want to walk you through that pattern so you could kind of catch that pattern and be able to break that pattern of not enoughness. Okay. So, first thing, what happens when we feel not enough? We may be triggered to people please. And the biggest thing what you're going to see is rejection. You're going to see the need to people please, violate your boundaries so you're not alone or you're not rejected. That's going to be the theme underneath this pattern. So first one is people pleasing. The second things that you might find yourself doing is performing and doing. Like you're performing self-worth, trying to get your self-worth from performing or doing. So there's another way trying to get my self-worth from people pleasing. What follows that, now I have to do something in order for people to accept me, right? Then you really become an accomplisher. Like I got to get this thing done. And then you become a perfectionist. That's the next one, is a part of us that starts to look at things as have to be perfect. Why? Because if the things that I do are not perfect, then they may reject me again. So the whole perfectionist comes from one, people pleasing, performing, doing, and then the next thing you know, you want everything to be perfect. And then because things are not perfect, it's such a very stressful thing. It's very stressful to keep going this way. Then you become passive. And when you're passive, you just chill. You're not doing anything. So in your mind, it's saying, hey, don't even go after this. Stop going after things. Just you're better off chilling. And then the next thing you know, the last thing you do is you criticize and you judge. Criticize and judge yourself for not going after it. It's a vicious little pattern, vicious cycle. And the problem with this, number one, is you don't know how to say no because of the people pleasing. The second thing, we get busy being not productive. We just get busy running from somewhere, running from our negative self. We get to do things that leads us to burnout. That's what happens when we're in performance based, like I was just telling you. You know, the problem with perfectionists, nothing will ever be right. Nothing will ever be right. And we think that other people have it better than we do. They have it more perfect than we do. That's the problem with it. Like you'll never get started. You'll never be able to start something because it's not perfect enough for you. And then the next thing is being passive. What's the problem with being passive? Well, you get to a point where you don't care anymore. You don't care about other people. You don't care about yourself. You're just chilling. And passivity, it's a recipe for addiction. When you become passive, when you give up, right? Because you're striving to be enough. When you give up and because it's not perfect enough, then you just chill. You're just like, I avoid people, you avoid, right? Okay. And then the vicious cycle of judgment. The judge always needs someone to persecute, and you're your own self-judgment. When you're in judgment of yourself, you will always need somebody to persecute. You will always need somebody to throw in jail, and you're throwing yourself in the jail cell when you're striving to be enough for someone, for performance, for being a perfectionist, and then becoming passive. So here's our few things to do in the next couple minutes here. I'm going to knock this thing out real quickly. One thing you want to do is set up good boundaries, because, you know, when people pleasing, I think we have a hard time saying no. Number one, no, I heard this was very phenomenal. No is a complete sentence. So when you say no, and people go, hey, if I say no, then I'll be rejected. Well, you know what? Say no a few times, because people are going to actually get mad. Because if you're a yes person and you say no, people are going to get mad. And that's okay. Make sure you have a support group that you could go to. Second, relax and reset. Relax, reset. You know, when we're doing so much, we don't have the time to breathe. So reset yourself, relax. Be able to be present with the anxious thoughts, because it will pass. See, the more you press and you suppress those thoughts of I'm not enough, and then you keep going, guess what? It's going to keep going. Slow down, stop. You know, that feeling that you're running from is what's the fuel that's pushing you of not enoughness. Okay, understand that you're imperfectly perfect. Know that. And I'm going to say this in my last point. You're very unique in the way you're created. And other people have a hard time, just like you, trying to be perfect for you. So everyone you meet has flaws that they're putting on so they could be accepted by you. And everybody's running this perfection mode pattern. So just know that. Be active, being grateful, and being present. Be active, being grateful, and being present. The best way to be grateful is be present with who you are, what you have. Talk about what are some of the things that are good about you. Make a list. We're so easily triggered to do the things that we're not good at, or write down all the things that we're not good at. Okay, last thing, treat yourself as the most important person in the world. Treat yourself as if you would meet someone that is extremely important to you, somebody that you respect, maybe somebody that's already passed, somebody that's maybe really respect. Could be a president, could be an actor, could be a godly, a spiritual figure. Whatever it is that you would sit down with to connect with, treat yourself like that person with your time, with your energy, and what you do. So because there's only one of you, only one of you. This is crazy because somebody told me this just over the weekend. There is only one of you. That means that your impact is so custom made for you, and no one else will walk around this planet like you will. The words that you're saying and who you are, there's only one of. There is no duplication. Think about that. There's no competition. Yet when we have that not enough feeling, we run around trying to compete. You can't compete with nobody else because you can't be like somebody else. Okay, I'm going to stop with that. Well, thank you so much for watching my videos. Please do subscribe if you like the video, and please share it, and also click on the bell button there so you could be notified with any new videos that I come out with. Thank you.